This is the homework for lesson 24 of the AI on the Edge, hosted by Paul McWhorter on YouTube. He asked us to take the video that we were looking at with our cameras and do a region of interest, select a region of interest, and have it pop up with a color and a black and white pop-up on the side. Okay, let me just go ahead and run it. You can see what he wanted us to do. Okay, let me run it. Okay, there's the picture from the camera, and I put a crosshair in so I could tell where things were. It's a little easier to select. Okay, now let's just get my mouth. How about that? We'll just get my mouth. There we go. We got my mouth in color and black and white. Okay. And there we go. In this case here, I was able to get it to go both ways. And I got my shirt color and black and white. These instruments behind me, let's see what these look like. Look like instruments. They're black and white and color. And if I pop over here, I hit Q, it should quit. And there's my demonstration of the homework. Now I'll go over the software I did. Okay, now make sure you can see what I'm looking at here. This is pretty much the same stuff, although I did decrease the size of it just because it's really hard to get it in a camera, and it actually increased the frames per second to about 60, if I remember. Let me run it again here. Yeah, I got about 70 or 60, almost 80 frames per second, so it does quit pretty good there, but also it fits a little bit better on my screen. Okay, let's quit it. There we go. Okay, now that's why I did that. It's just a Pi camera, Pi cam. This is all the stuff we started out with. I got the X and the Y position for the mouse and all that stuff. Hershey and mouse position, ROI position. These are some things I added. Okay, the mouse action. I set up globals. The globals are X position, Y position, left point, right point. That's the left point I select and the right point when I lift up the mouse, and the ROI select. I needed that because when I started running the program, two video would pop up over here where they didn't need to be. And then down here we got the move to X and a Y, and then we've got, I saw you could do it this way instead of what Paul said. So cv2.event underscore left button down. So if you go down, this will be selected. ROL will be false. And then if the event is button up, then you get the X and a Y, and you also get the ROI true. That way you know you got an ROI, and you don't pop it on the screen when there's nothing there. Okay, and then we get do the left and the right points to select where I selected the leading part of the button, the left side part and the right side part. It gives me the size of the box that you're trying to encapsulate here. And then this is just normal stuff, resize windows. Okay. Then down here, make sure I'm at the right place. There's the frames per second. Then I capture the array. At this point here, I do a position, X position 0, X position H. This is from, it's measuring from the what do you want to say, the frame that we're looking at. And then it just gives you the line. I believe this is the, what do you call it? the XY position so I could tell where I was. Okay, and then we have put the text, and then we put the text and mouse for X and Y. This is the frames per second. This is the mouse X and Y position. And then here's if ROI selected and left point and right point. If all of those are selected, then we put then we then we get the left points and the right points, and there's a position 0 and a position 1. Position 0, I guess, is the top one, and then position 1 would be the bottom right. Okay, then we do a width and a height by subtracting the two. Okay, if the width is over 5 and height is over 5, it's just make sure you don't get, if it's 0, you don't want to pop it up there. Anyhow, we got, I printed the height and the width in the frame. Okay, here the, if not ROI selected, we do this. In other words, if the not, okay, ROI created, okay. I'm thinking selected. Anyhow, if this is that, and it'll get the ROI gray and the color one and the gray one. If it's true, it'll set it to true. Then you say, I am show the ROI gray, ROI, and the this is the big ROI, or the, no, that's the color one. This is the gray one. Then we resize it. We pop it off to the side. And then we move it. We define where we're going to put it, then we move it. Then we show the camera. And at this point here, it's the stop. I add a few things to stop, or the quit. I put a key. If the wait key 1 is XFF, and that means it's looking for the key, and if it's C, then it quits. It does this. It sets the RO selected to false, puts the left point none and the right point none, and then the window created, it destroys the windows, and then sets the window created false, and then prints cleared, and ELF, I'll forget what this. This is where you get the key, and it says PyCam stop. Yeah, that's another one I added because the camera can still be running. And so I PyCam stop and then destroy all windows, and then we get printed out the program's terminated. So that's my homework, and I appreciate you doing these, Paul. And this was a nasty one for me anyway. Thanks for doing these, and we will see you, I guess, tomorrow now.